All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to our other brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto this like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Lord willing, I'll make this a short lesson. Lord willing, I'm not gonna make this super short. I'm just gonna try to hit some key points because I did a show and Spirit's still on the same subject. So that's how the spirit works. Could do this all day. All right, it's a beautiful spirit when you could talk about the Lord and His workings all day. Meditate on the Lord, because that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And it's something to the matter of the reason why we was put on earth. The Lord sent us down on earth, obviously, for us that know, it's not as a punishment, but it's for growth and appreciation. But the Lord sent us on earth as a treasure, as looking for a treasure chest. All right. As we're looking for this treasure on earth, and we come to the same conclusion. That's why you had Solomon that said this real quick. I guess I'm gonna try to make this short. Yeah, okay. Ecclesiastes 12:13. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter." What's the whole matter that Solomon came? We have to understand, Solomon was granted a great gift that men to this day on the left-hand side are trying to achieve, trying to accomplish. All right? They trying their best to achieve this great knowledge and wisdom that Solomon had bestowed. That's why you have a lot of on the left-hand side of things, you have a lot of these witches and warlocks, and those that sits in the dark that followed Solomon's teaching. All right, they don't give no credit. They think Solomon was the highest witch out there because the Lord gave him a knowledge to know everything. But like Yahushua said, someone that is greater than Solomon has appeared. But when of all Solomon's wisdom, all the stuff that he studied, he came to this final conclusion. He says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter," which is what? The meaning of life. Now, a lot of people, you go through the phases. Everybody went through it as a child. And everybody that's around you who's stupid will tell you life is about having fun. After the fun is said and done, what do you have after that? You have nothing. All right? So there's an ongoing cycle to look for that same kick, that same thrill, that drug that was life. Okay? But all you was enjoying was a moment. The brother was talking about this. All you was enjoying was a moment. And that moment that you enjoyed, that the Lord allowed you to enjoy, which was great, but it was just for that particular moment. All right, the bigger picture is at hand. And this is the mindset of everybody. Should be, but everybody's so distracted. It's all about design that they forget their purpose. A man without a purpose, a man or woman without a purpose is useless. There's a lot of useless people out there. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High." That's that boring conclusion, right? But at the same time, that's the most realist thing that anybody can come up with. Fear the Lord. Because once you fear the Lord, you will understand the Lord. If you don't understand the Lord, you don't know that you're surrounded by. Everything we're surrounded came from the mind of the Lord. All right? Scripture says, "A fool has said in his heart, there is no God." So if a man believes, or a man or woman, and you have plenty of people in history that didn't believe in a higher power, but at the end, they had to admit that there was a higher power. With all this great science that this man has, He can't. He's still looking. He's still trying to avoid to give the credits to. But guess what? That's not his job. That's our job. It says, fear the Most High, keep His commandments. So it's not only by fearing Him, it's keeping His commandments, keeping His laws. For this is the whole duty of men. So sole purpose in life is to seek the Lord and do the will of the Lord. It's not hard to find the Lord. All right? And who's supposed to be looking for the Lord? Who's supposed to be on a treasure hunt for the Lord? It is the children of Israel. All right? The whole entire, listen, every nation done digged up sites just to try to see if the Lord exists and things of the scriptures. Is it real? All right? And the ones that's supposed to be close to Him should know that He is real. And they bypass that because they're blinded by their pride. The Lord put us down to earth for a reason. Ecclesiastes 3:16, I believe. It says, and moreover, I saw under the sun of judgment that wickedness was there in the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So that we in a battlefield earth, all right, we're good and evil. Is all that. How do you study or you understand the good? You have to know about the wicked. All right, what is wicked? There was a video circling with a young woman. A brother had did a video on it, and she basically said her parents were strict, and she couldn't look at a man in the eye. So, she had a strict parents. She had two parents, which majority of people don't have. And in her mind, she thought she was being, I guess, overprotected or something like that. And you could tell, like the brother was saying in the video, that her spirit, like, she was different from everybody else. Now, on the flip side, you have people that grew up with one parent that's all distraught, traumatized, and you see the difference, right? So you got to know what's good. Things may be too out of control, bland, or pointless, but there's a reason behind everything. Now, you have to pick and choose, which is no such thing as a free will, but the illusion of free will is there. Because the spirits of the Lord, the spirits is subject to the same spirits that they once always been. So the Lord is going to allow people to serve their purpose. As I said, in my heart, the Most High shall judge the righteous and the wicked. So the Lord is judging the righteous and the wicked. How He go about judging the righteous and the wicked? By your decisions. Your decision making. You're given a final thing. So you know she got a man. Should you pursue or should you abort? Other way around. She know that she got a man. Should she go deal with another man or should abort? So the scripture says what? Let me get this real quick. Common among men. No. Let me just type in common, sorry. Just gotta get this one out. Right. 1 Corinthians 10-13. They have no temptation taken you, but such as common to men. When you look up the word, well, I don't know if the word common is gonna come up. It says human, right? Let me look it up in the blue letter. If there's a definition for common. So what everybody's experiencing It's not something that's brand new. All right, everybody goes through the same temptation every single day. And what is your decision at the end? Oh, it just says, okay, such as common to men. So the same thing is athros.
Strong's G 442. Anthropinos.
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 That was close. Human, applied to things belong to man. All right, it says after manner of man, common to man, mankind. So all things that pertain to mankind, which mankind means man and women. So every man, women are given the same options. What you do with that determines who you are. All right. It says, therefore, those are there have no temptation taking you, but such is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. So if everything's common to man, that means that you can say no to the wrong thing. Right? Because it's common. It's nothing. Everybody has experienced the same thing. Right? It says, but will with the temptation also making a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So now you have the opportunity to escape that temptation. All right? Which you should be able to bear it. You should see the common thing. Now everybody's being tested every single day of their life. What they do. People, believe it or not, have life-changing alteration every single day. What do they choose? They choose what makes them feel good instead of leaning on the Lord. So this is where the true test comes about. Back in Ecclesiastes 3:17, I said in my heart that the Most High shall judge the righteous. So those that's going to make the right decisions, the elect of the Lord, right? He judges the elect. And the wicked, which is those that's going to break his laws, break those common traits and go the opposite, all right? That gets trapped up in those things. For there is a time there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. All right? So there's a time for everything. So the time that is given unto us when we come down here is what? To apply, to go to study the Lord. Right? It says, Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, which is what? The commandments. All right? And is occupied in the meditation thereof. Let me look up the word occupied. This definition is, man, I hate when I do that. Occupied, meaning of a building seat being used by someone. Busy, active. So someone that's busy and active. If you're being active, what are you supposed to be active of? Right? And so your mind is supposed to be towards the creator of all things, the source of life. All right? Life and death, actually. The source of everything. And you meditate, meaning you're always constantly thinking of it. It says, we'll seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. Which I just make mention of Solomon, right? Solomon came to that conclusion. So if he came to that conclusion, he did a what you call a survey, so to speak. He did what's I'm looking for? He analyzed everything. All right, he did his what they call today scientific theories, and he came to that conclusion back then. And he's ancient. Wouldn't I say that? Oh, this is the right way to be? It says, and be occupied in prophecy. But that's the key. So you can study the history, you can know what everybody did. But the key thing to everything, the key what makes this above all knowledges is the prophecy. To know the patterns, to know when the Lord is speaking to you and telling you about his prophecy. All right? Hey, they could look up archaeologies, they look up ancient things, they could look up old studies and so forth, but they can never break down the prophecies. That task is given to the prophets. Right? And the prophets are here today, doing the same thing that they was doing. Occupying in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. One way or another, you're going to settle into your spirit. All right? It says he will keep the sayings of the renowned man. It shall subtile parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences. By what? Studying. Asking the Lord, break the things down. What did David mean by this? Or why did, the Lord's gonna, it says in Revelations, matter of fact, let me get that because it's kind of important. Actually, it's very important. Revelations 3, and the word revelations means to unveil. It's a Greek word, apoca. I always get it wrong, but not apocalypse, but close to the word that we know as apocalypse, which means to unveil. All right? Revelations 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me. So the Spirit is going to sup with a man that's willing to understand. All right? The dark sayings of the Lord. It says back in Sirach 39:3, he will seek out the secrets of the grave sentences and conversate in the dark parables. He shall serve among great men, be around other prophets, and appear before princes. Because what proves that, Daniel is one of the prime example. Joseph, another. All right, and it was in a low position because of the knowledge that they had of the Lord. They was set on the highest position of kingdoms. How about that? So in order to succeed in life, it's not about the materialistic stuff that you have. Okay, it's about what you know of the Lord. Flat out. That's why the scripture says what? Isaiah 13, that they shall go to the gates of the noble. All right? And like how they did to Paul, the men of the higher up, they wanted answers from Paul. And when they took Paul, because the people wanted to kill him, and he had to give them answers. So once you have the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they're going to seek that knowledge. That's why they watch our videos, take down our videos, because there's a lot of things that through the Spirit we tell that just like everybody else, they wanted answers. Like, damn, what? And you may not like the answer, but the Spirit of the Lord is dealing from the Apostle Tahar on down. All right? He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through the strange countries, for he have tried the good and the evil men among men, the good and the evil men. So that's how we would determine what Hebrews 4:12. It tells you that the Spirit, that this word is a sword. It discerns thoughts and spirit. So you try every person. Once you apply the scriptures, you try people to see if they're truly of the Lord or not in your travels. And then you know to trust them or not. So this is a guidebook to everything. He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins, submitting your faults, which this word don't teach is accountability. That's just a buzzword that people just want to throw out there. Admitting your faults is a major step, all right, in the sight of the Lord. Knowing that you wrong. All of us are wrong. We all sin, okay? And we all going to continue sinning until the Lord comes back. It says, when the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. And that's heavy. That means that you have to have the knowledge to know that the Lord gave you what you asked for. To acknowledge, so you gotta acknowledge this. Proverbs 3:5 will tell you. Well, 3:6 is, in all thy ways acknowledge him. It says, and give thanks in that prayer, and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. He shall direct his counsel in knowledge, and in his secrets shall he meditate. Soul satisfaction, man. That's why Yahushua said it the best. Man shall not live by bread alone, by every word that proceedeth out of the words of the Most High. This surpasses body fluids and the food that we eat, that we need. This satisfies the soul, man. It's truly soul food at all levels, man. It says, verse 8, he shall show forth that which he have learned. He shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord. So that we have learned. That's why we out in the highways and byways. All right. And the scripture says what? Through the foolishness of prophecy. Because it is foolishness. All right. The Lord don't need us. But we show forth what we have learned of the Lord. It's just heavy, right? It's in front of billions of people. That's why let me see, get this real quick. I'm gonna end it off. I didn't want to make this too long. Spectacle, right? Set forth the apostles last. First Corinthians 4 and 9. Matter of fact, I'll go up. 1 Corinthians 4, 7. For who maketh thee to differ from another? And what hast thou that thou didst not receive? Now if thou didst receive it, why didst thou glory, as if thou didst not receive it? Now ye are full. Now ye are rich. Ye have reigned as kings without us. And I would to the Most High ye did reign, that we also might reign with you. So once you receive this knowledge is so, like I said, soulful, soul satisfaction. All right. And you could tell when a young man gets into the truth how exciting it is, that energy. All right. So it says, verse 9, for I think that the Most High have sent forth us the apostles last, as they were appointed unto death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. So all eyes are on us, and what we have learned of the Lord to show forth to the world. So we are made as a spectacle. Let's look up the word spectacle. Theater. All right, a theater, a place in which games, dramatic spectacle or exhibit in a public assembly held. For the Greeks used the theater also as a formal. a public show. Metaphorically, a man who is exhibit to be gazed at, made sport of. That's why when you go in our highways, that's why the Lord told us to go in the highways and byways. And if you study, if you do what the Lord asks of you, said that the Lord will give you the words that no man can gainsay you. Right? And I didn't bring this up in this show, but I did it in the last show with this whole Nate and his cronies and everybody else's, all the non-believers of the truth is calling the name of the Lord as they're making sport of them. All right, they're teasing them like, how would I know the name? And they're demons, and they know the name, and they have more respect for the name of the Lord than these clowns. But that's as I digress. It says a place for the public show theater that's why we in the concourses, the main concourses where the world meets. We're out there in the highways and byways. We out there. All right. The scripture says that your teacher should not be removed in the corner anymore. So we out there. And what are we out there to do? Out there to show. It says by implication, a show itself. So we ought to show. All right? We ought to show. Because what Paul was telling them, he said, yeah, you got all these perks because you believe, but as for Paul and the men that was around him, they was looked down upon. Right? Because what? They were the heads, the leaders. All right, there's one more. Is there one? Yeah. 1 Corinthians 25. Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men. Actually, I was supposed to go up. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. And like when it was talking about the disciples, which became apostles, they said that it was unlearned. They perceived that they were unlearned men because they didn't go to the schools to learn anything of the scriptures. And so they perceived them as unlearned. But these men that was filled with the Spirit of the Lord confounded the learned men. All right. This is why the gift of the Lord is all about. Okay. It's not to be combative. It's to show forth the truth. We can't save no one. All we could do is show what we learn of the Lord to inspire others the same route. And the only people that's going to be inspired is the fellow elect. All right. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of the world, but by the wisdom knew not that the Most High, it pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. Look up the word preaching. It said that which is proclaimed by a herald, a public crier, a proclamation by a herald. So we are heralds. We're out there heralding the Lord. And you look up the word, right? It tells you right there. In NLT, the message or proclamation of the heralds of the Most High or Yahushua. Because we don't call it the C word. That's not his name. And we know the name of the Lord, the creator of all things, is not God. That's a title. So his name is Yahweh. Right? So we are his herald. It says a proclamation, especially of the gospel, by implication, the gospel itself preaching. Gospel means what? The good news. So the good news is out there preaching. So we learn of the good news. We want to spread the good news. So with that being said, I thought I hit all the points I needed to. If not, I guess I'll make another part. It goes on and on. The Spirit of the Lord keeps going, no matter what. So saying with that being said, next video, Shalom.